Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Hot Topics, the show, the podcast where we create, inspire, and
Transform.
there you go. This is Gloria Goldberg, the founder of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD in a holistic way and natural way to always make you feel better. And next to me, like always, my beautiful co host, Kia Baker.
Hey, it's your girl Kia, and I am the creator and host of the Female Veterans Podcast, Women Warrior Stories, and success coach at London Real Academy. And I have just launched my private coaching, the Rose Method, where I am guiding people in how to rapidly achieve their goals and shift their reality to the one that they would prefer to be living.
Wow, my dear, congratulations. Now it's
Thank you.
official.
It is official. I am launched.
Awesome. So can you explain to everybody what you're doing with your new project so people understand better?
Of course. So, what the Rose Method is I have been coaching at London Real Academy. And if you don't know what that is, you can go to londonreal.tv and check it out. But there is I would like to say, famous YouTuber named Brian Rose, who is running for
Right.
mayor of London right now. And he created an academy to help people create digital businesses and to shift their lifestyles and to create podcasts. And so I have been coaching there for almost 2 years. And I have coached well over 1,000 people in these 8-week accelerated programs using the techniques of a very successful and brilliant businessman and podcaster and soon to be mayor. And I have absorbed all of his mentorship and techniques and skills and the skills that he curated from all of the amazing guests that he interviews on London Real on YouTube. So, with all of that knowledge, I wanted to be able to do something for people that was more affordable because it is not cheap to attend London Real Academy. I
It's not
mean,
cheap.
CEOs, business people save money to attend this. Like it's kind of a big deal. And so what I've done is created this and infused it with my own style that I've developed over this period of time, and I've combined it to create my own sort of method based on his techniques. So, and it's more affordable for those people that can't reach that higher price. But it's super exclusive because coaching takes a lot of energy, and I believe energy and time are our two most valuable things that we have in life. So I put a lot of energy in. Hi, Gertie. um, and
Hey.
and to my clients and into what I do. And so because I coach so many people already, it is necessary for me to limit the amount of people that I am coaching. So I am only coaching 8 at a time, and I only have 2 spaces available. And whether I take on 2 more or I don't, it's fine because I love to give everything I have to those that I'm working with. And I like to keep in touch with my former students from London Real as much as possible and continue to help them on their journey. Like Rhonda. Hi, beautiful goddess Rhonda. You're so loved. You're so loved. So, at Rhonda, by the way, I'm starting to feel better. And I do want to come and take your courses. So don't forget about me. But my scheduling is crazy. So don't think I don't want to. I'm just all over the place. And as soon as I can get everything in order to where I have actually free time, I will reach out to you to connect, to participate with all of the wonderful, beautiful offerings that you are giving to the global community. So you are so loved. And I just want to tell
So,
you that.
so if you want more reference about Kia Baker coaching, you just can see me. I'm part
My
of her
testimonial.
testimonial. I'm one of her first babies,
That's right.
Because Kia is like a big mama rabbit that she have a lot of kids already, right?
That's right. I have a lot of babies. Once you come to one of my teams at London Real, or you work with me privately as a female veteran, because I work a lot with female veterans, you become like, I can't help it. I love you like I birthed you. You become one of my babies. And you know how a mama bear feels about her babies. So, yeah.
Right. I would not say mama bear because mama bear is one bear at a time, and your kids have a
Mama
lot,
rabbit.
a lot of
I have a
rabbit,
lot of babies, a
a
lot of
lot of
babies
babies.
all around the world. We do not discriminate.
So Kia, so we have today a very special show because we are helping, like we said, we helping to transform. And our guest today, it was a woman that she was afraid, like afraid to talk in public, afraid to talk in front of cameras. And also she was like, even say she was like nervous to come here. And I said, why you feel nervous? You're gonna come in and just move those fears out. So we are gonna be, Kia and me, and you guys are gonna be like watching a transformation from a person that is so afraid to talk in camera and so afraid of everything. And now she said, I'm coming to Hot Topics because you guys transform and I want to be transformed by you guys. So what do you think about this, Kia?
This excites me.
Me
This
too.
excites me. Okay, but I'm going to tell you, because this woman is very special to me, even though we just met officially today. Because as you know, one of our loves, one of our favorite people, a deep friend of this podcast and this live stream show is Julian. And Julian, the spiritual guy, Julian Polson, well, he's married, ladies. Sorry. And
Yes.
today he has allowed us to have time with his wife. I shouldn't say it like that. It's not like she had
No.
to get his permission.
No, no, no,
But
no,
he
exactly.
but we have his wife with us today, is my point. And he shared her with us so that we can interview her and find out about her artwork. She's an artist. And if you know me, you know that I love artwork. So
Yeah.
I'm
Love
excited.
Julian.
Yes, right? Julian's amazing. We
And
love
Julian is
him.
amazing.
We love him so much.
So I'm
And
gonna
he's
tell you,
helped us all.
yeah. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit the story about her. She went to
Okay.
school in 2004, and she did like a basic techniques of drawing, and then
Mm-hmm.
after that she stopped drawing for 10 years. She didn't want to get any pencil, any colors, anything. And then she started painting again in 2018. But when she started painting in 2018, she was in pain, she was suffering. So like she transformed that pain and suffering in painting. So if you go and see her art, because she's gonna share her art, we're gonna show you where she have her art. It will show exactly what she was going through, because they are very powerful. I don't know, Kia, if you have the opportunity to see her art.
I have not seen her art yet, so I'm really excited about it. You know, I like to paint actually when I have time for it, and which is rare. But I'm excited to talk to her about this because we have some parallels in our story. So I'm excited
Yes.
to hear more from her.
And she also went to the protest Be Water in Hong Kong in 2019. And we're gonna bring her in now because I'm so excited to be able to talk to her and to ask a lot of questions. And also, we are helping people, Asian people, that we love you guys, and we have no discrimination of anything. So we are also trying to show everybody around the world that we speak, we have people in our show all around the world, and doesn't mean nothing to us, means that everybody for us is the same, right?
Actually, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. I'm really glad you brought that up because I just got to get on my soapbox for 1 second before. Yes, I do paint too. My
Me
favorite
too.
artist is Jackson Pollock, and we both paint. We create. We can't help ourselves.
Right.
Gertie, but I'm going to get on my soapbox really quickly for 1 second before we bring her in, because what we're seeing around the world, especially here in the United States, is hate towards the Asian community. And
Right.
I want to just come out right now and say my piece on that.
Yes.
Imagine if some illness, imagine if HIV, you knew where it started, and it started in the United States or in your country where you are right now. And when you went to go down the street, you were assaulted, attacked, just because of where you were born, just because of the way you look.
The way you
Right.
look.
When you think about it being you can have more empathy. We often think when it's not our community that's under attack, that it's not important. We don't take it in. We hear about it, but it goes in and out, right? Because it doesn't directly affect us. But I would like to challenge everybody that's watching Hot Topics and that sees this episode and sees this moment in this episode, for those of you who don't watch the full episode, to
Exactly.
reflect on that, to imagine if it were you, your mother, your sister, your brother, your son, that was just walking outside, and just because of the way they look, they're attacked. So I've just got to come out against that. We have to stop that. We have to do better. Everybody deserves the right to live in peace and to have happiness. Everybody, and to love and to be loved. And we have to stop this. This is ridiculous. Attacking people of color, Asian people, African Americans, Black people, whatever you want to call it, whatever works for
Racist.
you,
No more
any type
racist.
of anything, attacking people who are not of color, any of that is a
Latinos.
horrible. Latino,
Latinos also.
any of it is just a horrible, and it needs to stop. And
It
I
needs to
think that we
stop.
can all do better if we come from a place of love and compassion and empathy, and we release fear, because fear is the cause of all of it. Fear is at the root of hate. Fear is at the root. So if you can replace that fear with love, then we can just all elevate together and do better for each other together. So that's my stance on it. That's what I had to say.
Yes.
And check on your Asian family and friends. See if they're okay, because they're going through a rough moment in history right now.
Yes. And we love all people. We
Yes.
are engaged or races, no more races. In our show, we're gonna be always no races, no tolerate of discrimination. Is a no.
Yeah, we've
That's
never
it.
had a racist on our show.
No way.
But we
throw it
never
out.
would.
We
We
would
don't
not
discriminate.
tolerate that.
That's what we discriminate against. We discriminate
Exactly,
against racism.
exactly. So for ado, let's bring her in, our sister, family, friend.
Yes. Chiu.
Chiu. Hello, my dear.
Hi. I'm really it's my honor to be here, because I used to just watch YouTube with Julian, and now it's my turn to talk. And I think it's really the first time to speak online and speak to the public for many years. I mean, since I had the depression in 2018, I was like, I refuse to talk to people in public in general. I mostly speak to Julian. That's why he always said, why don't you make friends? Why don't you talk to someone else or to the neighbor? Because I'm the only one who hear you most of the time. So he felt annoyed, actually.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yes, a lot to take.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it come to a point I feel like I can't always just, because usually Julian is the one to speak in public, and I'm the one who stay behind him and observe and watch. And then he said, you're not stupid. You have a lot of thought and emotion feeling within you. Why don't you also talk to people? And then I said, I don't know. I always have reason not to talk to people. So, okay, he gave me time. He gave me the patience to to get rid of all those fear. And now he's not in Germany. I'm alone at home because he has his spiritual work, okay, in Nepal, I think. Yes, I mean, few months. So, and then he said, okay, you're gonna challenge yourself. This is the time when I told him one day, I said, hey, Julian, since I put my art, the one I am that I am, I share it online, and then Gloria said, let's make a show. And then Julian said, see, that's your term. And then I said, yeah, but I told her I gonna create more art, and then we will have the show later. And he was so angry at me. He said, how come you say no? I mean, this is your opportunity to promote your art. And then I said, I'm not ready. And then he said, no, I think you are ready. That's why you have the opportunity. Just your ego said you're not ready. And then you keep making excuses not to speak in the public or share your art. So the rest of the day before I contact you, Gloria, every day he will ask me, when you gonna contact Gloria? When you gonna write to Gloria? So, okay, after 3 days, I guess. So I said, okay, I'm gonna contact her. So that's why I'm here now.
So
I love that story. You know, Chiu, we're never ready.
Yeah.
If we wait till we feel like we're ready, 9 times out of 10, we won't do anything.
Exactly.
I know.
So it's good.
But to be honest, I'm still nervous. Like every time when I'm nervous, I can feel my energy in the like forearms. They kind of like shaking or heavy. But this is also a sign for me to alert that, okay, now I'm nervous. But I'm not going to make a reason, okay, I can't make it. So I'm sitting still with my fear.
Good. You know what? And I mean, that's half the battle, because what I always tell my students is you got to face your fear. You got to feel the fear and do it anyway. Yes. People are not brave because they're fearless. They're brave because they do it afraid.
Yeah.
So good job.
And also, I think 1 week ago, Gloria, or like 10 days ago, when Julian was still in Germany, I think 2 days before he left. So I suddenly feel like, okay, I'm gonna cut my hair a little bit. At that time, my hair was like this, long hair. And then, but I can't cut the hair at the back. So I asked Julian for help. And then I told him just a little bit. I don't know for what reason. He cut my hair till here to shoulder. So I have like one part is short, one part is long. I was like, what? I'm gonna to talk with Gloria privately tonight. How can I show her like my hair look like this? And then I was so mad at him because, like, you know, hair for women is so important, right? Yeah. And then he said, okay, now I'm not going to talk with you or debate with you. I leave you alone. And because he know that I was so emotional at that time. And then he left. And I was like, what? You left? And how can I deal with my hair now? So at that time, I was mad. But at the same time, I cut my hair by myself. So this is the hair I cut by myself. Wow. Because I can't have hair short and hair, one part is short, one part is short. So and then that night, and later I came to him. I said, okay, Julian, I know that this is a lesson for me too. It seems like the universe wants to tell me, no matter how I look, I still need to talk to people. This is what I learned. So that night, the first sentence I told Gloria, I said, see, a few hours ago, my hair was that long, and now my hair is that short because of Julian. But this is also something I need to overcome about appearance or something. No matter you're ready or not, you still need to talk when it's time.
Wow, that's really profound.
It is very profound, I think. Yeah. So
when it's time, it's time. And I agree. We often will find all of this resistance, right? That hair could have been a big resistance for you to talk, and you could have allowed that to stop you, but it shows a lot of strength of character that you just handled it. And by the way, your hair looks adorable.
Thank you. I mean, I just discovered I have this technique also. I can cut my own hair. So I don't need to rely on others. I also cut Julian's hair too recently because in Germany, we still have this lockdown. And it's nonsense like when you want to have haircut, you need to make appointment. You also need to have this like a gene test or something to prove that you are not
The
having
COVID test.
exactly. So that's why I rather cut my own hair.
So Kia and Chu,
Yes.
because I know Chu, you are very, very nervous. You said that you have your energy all over. I'm gonna put a little bit of music. We're gonna dance a little bit,
Wow.
and we're gonna start with the questions. And Kia probably is gonna have already have a lot of questions for you. So
You
let's
know
listen
it.
to this song. We're gonna move our bodies. We're gonna shake the fear out,
Okay.
and then you're gonna feel better to talk about
Okay.
yourself.
Okay.
We're gonna shift our vibration.
Exactly.
Okay.
Feel free to
So-
dance with us.
So follow this song.
It's a low, Gloria. Put it louder.
Wow.
Chu, move it.
Like this.
However
Wow.
you want to
I
move.
like this with like ladies. I always like Gloria's like her energy was dancing and singing.
She's always dancing every day. If you follow her on Instagram, you will
Yeah.
see Gloria's dance meditations. Gloria Gold,
And also her
1111.
body moves so well. I mean, see, my body's still stiff,
Move
but
it.
I try.
Woo.
You gotta be like water and flow.
Like
Yeah.
water. There you go.
And this is the feminine energy, right?
That's right.
Yes. Woo.
Wow.
Chu, let me see. Move your arms.
Here.
Woo.
I just don't know how to move my arm. I mean, wow. Okay, I just checking how you move.
There you go.
Hey, thank you for this warm-up exercise.
We're shifting our vibrations and raising our
Yeah.
energy and releasing any stuck energy.
Exactly. It is.
Okay.
That's why
Okay.
my art helped me a lot to release all those energies. It means already in my body, but I was always like denying it. That's why when it reached a point, it was too much. Then I need to start doing something. This is how I start.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel
So
that.
let's go deep.
I feel that. So, my first question is this. I know that you started in the early 2000s and then you put your pencils and your everything away.
Yes.
And why did you do that?
Oh, actually, because it has some relations about the Chinese culture, because like, or maybe where I grow, because like I come from Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong is a place which mostly people think if you make money, then you are a successful woman or a successful man. But most of the people think being an artist, you can't make money.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time in 2004, I was in my high school, and there was an art school close to my school, my high school. So there's some reason like in the summertime, and then I feel like, okay, I want to learn something new. But since it's private, so I need to ask my parent to give me money to attend the courses, right? And I love drawing something, or like they do really something very basic. But after a year or like 10 months, and then my mom said she cannot afford those fee anymore because it was pretty expensive. And also at that time, I felt like, being an artist doesn't work. I can't make money. I can't survive in Hong Kong. And even at that time, actually, I had an invitation by the universe reminding me that I can be an artist, because like my teacher from my high school, the art teacher, he told me, okay, if you want to go on or keep on painting, you need to go to another school, because the current school that I was at that time, they mainly focus on academic. It's not good. You have no time for your art, and it's also not good to be an artist if you study here. Then of course I was like, oh no, I mean I can't do that, because nobody will think it's reasonable to make that decision, and I was too afraid to make that decision, because like, how can I survive? And my parents won't support me. So I totally gave up, and there was a lot of pain in me for making that decision actually. But I was not aware about it. So I just put it down. I mean, gave up my art, and then just focus on studying. And few years later, I think it was this year, and then I just found a book which was like my high school friend. They left something before you graduate. They wrote me something about like how they think about me, blah blah blah, something like that. Accidentally, I found one of my best friends. She wrote something like she was really sad that I choose to give up art because she felt I had talent in it. She said, if I can keep doing art, I can create something. She said she was really sad or disappointed about my decision. And she said, how about when you have time or when you have money, be like a part-time artist or something. And actually, since now I pick up my paintbrush again, I show her that what she wrote, she forgot. She wrote something like that, but she said she's actually happy that I pick up my paintbrush again. So it was a story that, yeah.
It was really sweet. I really can vibe with that, because a lot of people don't know this, but after I got out of the Navy, I went to fashion school. And yeah, and I used to sketch gowns. I love like Oscar gowns and things like wedding dresses and stuff like that. So I used to sketch that all the time. I'm a terrible artist, by the way. Like drawing, painting, I can paint, but like drawing is not really my forte. But the ideas were there, and I would envision these dresses, and I would sketch it out as best as I could and make lots of notes so I would know what went where. Books full of this stuff. And I went to fashion school in Chicago, and the school, actually, it was kind of like a shadier school, actually, I think. Something went wrong with my financing. And they were like, oh,
always about money, right?
Yeah, it's always about money. And they were like, well, you don't have this loan that you need to continue. And I thought, oh my God, how am I gonna go to school? Like, if I don't get the loan I need the financing, I can't afford
like that in my head.
to go to school. So I actually remember talking to one of the financial aid advisors at the school. I won't name them because I think they're probably out of business, but I won't shade them. But he said to me, I said, how am I supposed, because they said, you went to school for a semester, so you owe us actually money now. And I said, what? How am I going to continue and pay you back this money? And he was like, I suggest that you go to the casino. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Now, I won't get into all the details, but I did fight it, and all of that was taken care of. So I didn't have to pay them anything. But you know what it did? I left that school, but I didn't want to leave fashion. So I took a job at the merchandise mart in Chicago, showing fashion lines. This is something a lot of people don't know. So when buyers for stores pick lines, they go to these trade shows and stuff like, and these sellers, merchandisers. And I worked with one, and he was unstable. And my first experience working in fashion was so bad that because he was an abusive person, and I wouldn't allow him, I wouldn't accept it. So I left like within 3 months. In fact, I lost thousands of dollars in sales because I walked away from the job because I wouldn't allow him to mistreat me. And it left such a negative energy. Like I thought, oh my God, fashion is not the world for me. I'm too nice of a person. I'm not the right I don't have that sort of, I felt like it was cutthroat and really, really like a negative energy sort of environment. And I was like, I'm leaving this industry. And if I ever go back into fashion, it'll be on my own, sometime later, my own way. But I'm not going to work my way up this way because it's not for me, we'll just say. And so I totally can understand what you went through when you were making this decision, because it's a terrible decision and you almost feel like a failure, right?
Yeah.
And you're giving up something that you really, really loved.
Yeah.
But it's these circumstances that feel like you just
Exactly.
can't overcome them. So I absolutely understand how you felt inside. So I wanted to share a story.
Yeah, I can also understand. I mean, because at that time I was also like need to prepare the A-level exam, because in Hong Kong we have this like the British, we have the A-level exam, so we need to sit for that, and then we can get into university. So it's like totally direct. I mean, totally to another direction, which is not art related. And I kind of feel like I walk a big circle and go back to the point right now. I mean, the point that at that time, 2004, when I tried to paint or do some art at that time. I mean, so later I did get into the best university in Hong Kong, but I was studying Chinese literature. I kind of also into that type of classical Chinese, something like I can express my emotions, because I'm pretty emotional person at that time. I mean, now also. And sensitive, I think, sensitive to a lot of things around me. So I need to look for something to express my feeling. This is how I make my decision. And then after graduation from the university, and then I told myself, okay, everyone expected I'm gonna to be a teacher because I was studying Chinese, right? So what else you can do? Of course, like the best way is go to Chinese, be a Chinese teacher. And at that time, I was like, something in me deep down told me like, no, let's do something else. So I was actually in the marketing field. I was doing something completely also not art related, but also not Chinese related. But I spent like how many years? 2 years, I think. The same feeling like what you just said when you were like in the merchandising field. You feel like people are very abusive. Yes, at that time. So then I was so lost. I didn't know what to do. And then my mom said, "Why don't you have a more stable job? How about be a teacher?" And at that time, I was so afraid because I can't step out my comfort zone, like having an unstable job. So I went to a 1 year master or diploma degree in another university, so like full-time student again. So I became a teacher. I did, and I spent 2 years also be a teacher in the high school. I love my students, but the whole system about education, it was so brutal. I mean, I just feel I can't be there anymore. So at that time, I was so lost. I didn't know what to do. And it seems like everything was wrong to me. Job, relationship, because at that time I have a 3 years long distance German boyfriend. There was the point that I want to figure out my life. It was so totally disaster at that time. I didn't know what to do in Hong Kong. I had a boyfriend in Germany. I don't want to go on this long distance relationship, so I quit everything. And then I moved to Germany, and I want to see what my life is going to be at that time. I want to see the relationship, because even though at that time I already had a sense like it won't go on, but I still give myself like, how about just 1 year and see what I'm going to be? And of course, the relationship failed. And I was sitting in my own room looking at the walls, and then I was like, I felt lonely. I didn't know what to do, but I still need to study German, because in Germany, if you cannot speak German, you kind of handicap half. I would say
Yes.
you still can survive, but you struggle a lot, I would say. So that is like, I have so many story about like why I become depressed and how spending life here in Germany actually changed me. And it turned me back to the art stream, I will say.
That's
Because
amazing.
I gave up everything. So to me, nothing lost because I already lost everything. So then I start like open my heart and open my mind and see what thing is gonna to come to my life. Of course, I still have a lot of like survival fear and this kind of like loneliness because I'm the only one here in Germany and no family, no friends. I mean, though I have some friends in Germany, but not those long time or old friends, you know. But actually, my life was completely start changing since I make that decision.
I can just imagine. It's really, really brave to just look at it that way from that perspective. Like, I already lost everything. I'm completely lost. What more do I have to lose but to change my whole life? What you did was you completely shifted your reality. You changed your entire
Yeah.
reality from living in Hong Kong to moving to Germany and creating a whole new way of life. But being the magic there is being open, being like, well, whatever comes, I'm going to be open to it and keep an open mind and hope for the best.
And the experience like being an Asian living in Germany, it also like mind blowing, I will say. It can also relate to what you two just mentioned about like the Asian in Western world, like the racist things. To be honest, I didn't experience any.
It's beautiful. You
I
shouldn't.
think some of my Asian friends, they did. I can say from my perspective, I also discussed this with Julian before. I think it's not only those people. If the Chinese say, okay, I have been discriminated by someone, it's not only that person discriminate you, but also you have some belief that, okay, I'm Chinese or I'm Asian, so I will be discriminated or like the second class citizen in this country or something. So when you're holding this type of belief, you will attract those people who have this belief like to blame somebody. So that's why the chemistry start. But I never have this belief, like I never. So I barely experienced this, but my friend, they did. But just sometimes I have confusion, like why people, they were kind of mad or angry at me. So I have one time asking this question, and then my German friend, they said, actually, it's nothing to do about you being an Asian. It's just a person, maybe they have some personal issues. That's why they met at their job, they met at the people they serve. It's nothing about you. So then, okay, and then I start realizing, okay, it's not personal. It's not about because I'm Chinese or Asian. So this is something I can give an insight for people who feel they are the victims of someone. And also the reason why people who discriminate Asian is a lot of like misunderstanding in it. I just talked with Gloria, at the beginning, right? How people think of Chinese or Chinese think of Westerners. There's a lot of interesting thing in between, I will say. Yes. And during this lockdown period, and Julian actually he make a joke. He said, because now you look Asian, you can just sit in a restaurant and you may prefer like hachi or like have a cold and everybody will leave and then we have the space.
Oh, no.
We joke about it. Of course, I didn't do it. I didn't do it because I'm not going to do this. But
Only Julian.
It can be something very interesting, right? And I remember when people they like fighting for this toilet paper, and Julian and I were not alert about it. So when we realized we only have one roll of toilet paper. I need to go out to the supermarket and look for it. But I had been like 3 or 4 supermarkets. I cannot find any. So I was so like helpless at that time. And then I went to the cashier, and then I asked the German staff who worked there. I said, can you tell me, or do you know when gonna have the toilet paper again? Because I only have one roll of toilet paper at home. I don't know how can I survive over the weekend. And then he said, wait a minute. So he went to the back door and took one roll of toilet paper. And then secretly he took it, and then he said, open your backpack. And then he put the toilet paper in my backpack and said, shh. So see, I don't think as a Asian or Chinese, I have a lot of amazing experience in Germany, actually. I don't know the situation in the US or other Asian people, but in my case, I really, I mean, I feel I receive a lot, actually.
You probably say to that guy in a way that he was so worried about your future diet in that weekend.
Yeah, I mean, the whole COVID thing is really, I don't know, it's really interesting. I mean, and also friends of mine, they ask me, hey, so now's the lockdown time, and you are Asian, you're Chinese, so are you, I mean, is it people attacking you, or like are you staying home all the time? I said no. I mean, I'm always like just usual, taking my usual routine. I go outside around the neighborhood, nothing happened. I just go to a supermarket buying stuff, nothing happened. So I think it's really about the belief in you or in the people's mind, and they attract the energies about other people who share the similar patterns, and then the chemistry starts. This is how I think, or I experienced.
Wow.
Yes.
I
Very
can tell you
interesting.
that is interesting. And I was actually thinking, have actually been very fortunate in my life as well, where I
Mhm.
don't experience a lot of racism either. Like I don't have
Mhm.
problems with the cops. I don't have,
Mhm.
but I am sensitive to the fact that I know people in my community and people around me have, right?
Mm.
But yeah, all of this that's been happening here in the United States has been really unsettling personally for me because I haven't had a lot of those experiences. I mean, some of my dearest friends are cops. Like I haven't
Mm.
had the same experiences, but I can completely empathize with those who have. And so it's a strange time all around. But I
It's
definitely see
really
your
strange.
point where you can attract that, with
Yes,
your feelings and your beliefs, you can emit that
yes.
frequency and then those feelings magnetize that same thing that you're
Mhm.
afraid of right into your experience.
Yes. And I think it's all about separation from people. Or like you
Mhm.
separate yourself from others, others separate themselves from you. That's why it's the whole planet is experiencing this type of separation. I can like mention also I have a very interesting experience when the protest in Hong Kong happened in 2019, and the Hong Kong people themselves, they divided into two camps. One is blue, they label they are blue colors, and the other label they are yellow colors. So the blue one is like supporting government or like supporting the Chinese government, and the yellow they kind of like I fight for freedom, I fight for democracy. And at that time, I asked Julian, I feel so like, of course, I would stand on the side of freedom and democracy, but I don't, they are all people. And why, I mean, I feel pretty heartbroken to like to see people divided themselves into two.
Boy, I feel that. What do you think, Gloria?
Yes, I think I can feel what you said too.
It's unbelievable to understand this, but again, everybody's in different levels, different levels, different fields. So the
Mm,
people with the blue, they believe in their stuff, and the people with the yellow believe in the freedom. So
mm-hmm.
sometimes could be manipulation, sometimes could be a lot of corruption that make people to say, hey, you need
Yes,
to you need to be this way, or you need to say this way, because if you don't do this, then we're gonna do something to you. And
exactly.
the people who fight for freedom is like I would say, who don't want to be free in any way,
Exactly.
in any angle of their lives. And we are in the world of separation, like you said, Chu. And once we don't realize that, and we know that united we will change this world, it's going to be very difficult to come together. That's my goal, and I think Kia and yourself, Chu, too, that we want unity, and we want people to think about other people and make this world a little much better. Not
Yeah,
a
I
little,
agree.
much better.
Yes. Okay. As an artist, I will share my point of view from colors by using colors, because like after I have that confusion about like why people divided into two colors, and I had a dream actually, and sometimes I receive message. I don't know how and why, but it's very profound. So when I woke up, I remember that message. It's very simple. All colors are one.
Yes.
And recently, I was also sit in my meditation. I start realizing. Remember, there is a song. I think it was about somewhere over the rainbows.
That's my song. I'm rehearsing right now. I'm
Yes.
singing that song. I'm recording it next month in the studio.
Ah,
It's my
okay.
song.
So I start realizing. So rainbow have different colors, but there's something behind rainbow, which is the oneness. So colors looks they are different, but when they together they form the rainbow. So this is the oneness. So if you just we cannot. I mean, one of the colors is not there, then it's not rainbow. And that's also like it means that all colors are one. And why we need to emphasize I'm blue, I'm yellow, I'm pink, I'm purple. I mean,
Red.
this is for identity, like sometime for convenience, you can see, okay, this is this color and that color, but we all colors. And sometimes you
also,
can mix the color with two different colors and you make another colors. So why we need to make this emphasizing the difference?
because
This is
we
from
need
my
we need the polarity. We need the polarity. We need to
yeah.
have the positive, and we have to have the negative. Always, we have to need the good. We need to have the bad ones. We have to have the black, and we need to have the white. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
what do you think about this, Kia?
I think that if you mix all the colors, they make black. That's what I think. And I think, which means we're all one color, right? And
Yeah.
so, and what I also think is that we don't have to agree on anything to be kind to each other.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
also think, that every single person thinks that they're fighting for the right cause.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if we can have a little bit of compassion
Yes.
for what another person's beliefs are, then we can all just treat each other a little bit better, even though we don't agree. It's like agreeing to disagree, right?
It's about
You feel that way, it's okay, but I don't. That's cool
yes.
too.
I think it's about the free will. Everyone have the free will to experience
Right.
what they want to experience. So if we like try to correct or change that person's free will, it's actually violent. I mean,
It is
they
violent.
want to have that reality. Why don't let them to have that reality, experience that
Exactly.
reality? And we can also choose, okay, if you don't agree with me, I can still go on my own and you can choose yours. Just, I mean, then there are no more conflicts. This is what I'm thinking. I don't know others, but I really believe that all colors are one. That's why I make my art, because this is all colors, they form my art. If I only use one color or two colors, this is not my style. Yes.
So, okay, let's talk a little bit about your art. So,
Okay.
you started painting again just a few years ago. What brought you back to it?
When it reached a point in 2018, I was in depression, and then I don't know what to do. I'm afraid to talk to people, and I have a lot of fight with Julian. He knows that too, and then he said you need to find a way to express your emotions. And at that time, I was super miserable. I don't know what to do, so I did a little trick. I'm not going to tell what is that. If people can guess, then they can guess. And after that spiritual trick, the first sentence I said to Julian is, I just need to paint. Everything is fine.
Wow.
Yes, I didn't know that. And then he will say, okay, then apply art school. I said, no, I don't need any art school. I don't need any rules or regulation. I don't need anyone to teach me what to draw or paint. I know what to paint. But of course, after a few days later, my ego clicks in by saying, you can't make money by making art. We need to pay rent. We need to support this and that. So that's why. And then I actually, thank you for showing my art.
I'm trying to I'm trying to show your art.
Thank you.
Wait, you just had something on there. Where'd it go?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you showed something, right?
Were you going to Instagram?
I'm
Maybe
in
click my page.
There you go.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Is there? Is there?
Yeah, you just clicked off again.
Okay. Right there?
Go back to Facebook. Yes. Stop. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of
I don't know how to do this.
You just had it on there.
Okay.
Okay. Go
If
back up to the top, back to Facebook.
Okay.
And
right
then
there.
click on that. Yes, don't touch anything. There.
All right. But I have to go to see you because I can't see you.
No. Just leave it there for a minute and then you can change it.
Okay. So I cannot see you guys, so keep talking.
All right.
Yeah, what I just said. Okay, yeah, I said I don't need to go to any art school. I can paint something or draw something or something. I just want to do my own art. But later I already like my ego will click in and limit myself by saying, nah, you can't. Start struggling. Okay, should I learn oil painting or acrylic or watercolor or what? So I was always having reason not to make art. Or like saying, I don't, the material is so expensive, I can't afford it. But all this, in this photo, all these things, the former one, with
The one
all
before?
those art supply were gift from the universe. Because you know
Wow.
what? Something happened in my life. It's hard to explain. I just walk out from my house or apartment, walk in the neighborhood, and then I found all this stuff because the neighbor, they just put it outside because they said for free. It happened many times in my life. And also one day Julian had a box of like all this art supply. He said a client of him or like his colleagues said the client doesn't need those things anymore. So your wife said she want to paint, maybe she needed. So I had a box of art supply suddenly. And also like this Picasso box, can you see that behind? There's two.
Yes.
The big two.
Yes.
One is from my father-in-law, which is Julian's dad. He gave it to me as birthday present. But the one, the small one, just with Picasso's name, that one is very interesting. There's a story too. So one day I was sitting with Julian in a cafe. I tried to learn or like copy those artists, which is in Instagram, who has a lot of followers. So they did this like sketching people around or something, right? So I was trying to do, okay, maybe I can also do something like that. So I was sitting there and I can't paint anything. I did try to paint, but it was just like not my style. It's like a kid painting. Kid is painting. So I was super frustrated. And Julian said, hey, it's not gonna work if you have an idea in your head or in your mind. If you're using your ego or mind to draw or paint, it's not authentic. He said, how about now you empty your mind, treat the paper like a blank sheet, empty, and then you just feel it. You just move your pencil and then see what will come. And actually, I didn't put it in public, but this is the one. Wait, let me see. How? Can you see that?
Yeah, is it the drawing?
Yeah, this is. I'm looking for the better angle.
This way. Is
Oh,
it?
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
This
this one. This
keep
one.
moving this way. I'm looking.
Why is
Okay.
there? Okay,
There.
this one is very important. Oh, okay,
Okay.
here.
There we go.
This one is very important in understanding. I need to have my own style. I can't copy anyone. If I'm not authentic, I'm not going to paint anything. I can't. So this one actually later I realized is about the paint. Uh, paint is self-created. This is what I want to say. The pains,
Mhm.
suffering, they are all self-created. And this is the turning point that I understand I cannot copy or learn from other artists. I need to be my own style or my own artist, I will say. Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
I
And
definitely vibe with that. That's amazing.
thank
That
you.
is amazing. So
Thank you.
I'm gonna show one more time. I'm learning to do this. I'm
But
gonna
I sent
see
you,
this one.
Gloria,
This one
I
is
sent you my,
beautiful.
oh yeah, this one is actually my shadow work. This is the little child, the inner child, which is scared deep down, but you need to protect. I need to protect myself. That's the reason why I just always showing my anger, rage to people
See
around me
that?
because I'm scared.
Mhm.
So I understand the pain
Beautiful.
in me.
And
See the
see the
little bear, teddy bear.
teddy bear. Yes.
Yes, this is my
Oh,
shadow work. Yes.
see this one.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
one is about my mom because like sometimes she's a very nice, caring mom. Sometimes she's like complaining. And since a kid, I was a kid. I was so confused. I cannot tell mom what you're going to show me next time, the next moment. So
That
this is
was
my
my life.
confusion. This
I
is
This
my
vibe
is
with that.
confusion.
this is beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I definitely
Also
vibe
my
with that.
shadow work.
I
This
had
is
the same
something.
experience too with my
Yeah,
mother.
I think many people experience that because the
Mhm.
parent when they don't know their own emotions and the
Mhm.
child gonna confused. This is how they start being confused with the whole society because it start from the family first and then the society. So
Yes.
that's why so many people got lost and depressed because they don't know all those emotions. And actually those emotions are not our own, it's from others, and then
Yes.
we don't know how to handle our emotions. This is also what I learned. This one is something else. Yeah, this is um, this is saying no. The art of saying no is also very interesting because in Chinese culture, we have been taught like don't reject people, be polite.
Mhm.
So I didn't know the art to say no to people. Even sometimes I don't like to do something and or I don't want to be in a certain situation, but I try to be nice and I didn't say no. And actually, it's self-torturing. So since I live in Germany and I start learning how the German, actually German, they did a pretty good job by saying what they want or how they feel. So they will say no to you because they know that if they're not going to say no, then the thing is just making bigger and bigger and more conflicts or triggering will happen. So this is also what I learned here in Germany, which is pretty good because like when I start living with Julian, he constantly say no to me. I was so angry at him. I was like, "Hey, how can you always reject me?" And then he said, "I need to be honest too. I can't always be this like lovely husband. I'm not that type of husband." Yes. So I learned from him too.
And we
His
were
art.
just talking about that last night also.
Yes.
Mhm. About the art of saying no and holding your boundaries. and
Yes,
being able to build trust with your, being able to trust yourself to
exactly.
keep yourself safe by
Mm,
saying no, because I was raised that we were not allowed to say no to our mother. So I did
yes,
not
Right.
learn the art of
yes.
saying no.
I
The,
also not knowing or didn't learn how to say no to my mother. So I actually still have this, sometimes I have the patterns of my mom because
mm,
I learned it since I was a kid. And I didn't know that that was not my emotion. So that's why I copy it from her. And when it comes up again, this is the shadow work things. And then
mhm.
I kind of sense that, okay, this is not my emotions. It's my mom's emotion. I need to be aware about it. And that was actually the beginning that I start this transformation, I would say.
That's amazing. That's a really aware. That's like really self-aware. And when you can
Yeah.
recognize when it's coming up again, because I think we all sort of get those characteristics of our parents, even the
Hmm.
ones that
Yes.
we wish we didn't get. And you have to like sort of recognize them and heal that wound in order to like release that energy and let that go and
Yes.
evolve. You know,
Mm,
that's all part of the, like you said, the shadow work and the transformation that we go through when we're becoming the best version of ourselves. I don't think we ever stop that because we're constantly healing and growing and evolving,
yes.
but every single level brings more awareness and more
Yes.
healing and just better
Yes.
energy.
Yes. I really think that the shadow work thing is really, really important because a lot of people, they're afraid to see their subconscious. They're afraid to see what they're afraid of. But actually, if you sit with your pain or suffering, you may have some moment that really horrible, you feel horrible. But when you go beyond that pain and suffering, you actually have a deeper understanding and you can forgive people who hurt you. And then this is how I experience with my arts too, because I every time when I keep on track making art and then I post it, I feel a huge release. And then later I start understanding. I told Julian, I said, okay, it seems like giving art out, sharing with people is my way to release those energy about like the anger or like guilt or shame. And the willingness to share is actually the willingness to forgive. So I start knowing like be a how to be a person who is actually at peace is to forgive. Forgive doesn't mean like the people in general saying that I'm not the one who did something wrong. You are the wrong person, so I forgive you. Not this type of forgive. Forgiveness is also include myself to forgive myself. So even though not many people recognize my art yet, but just like I put it out, and I can sense a huge release and I can connect with my soul. Actually, I feel that. And I can forgive people. And that's why, like now, how I see the world is so different. I see all people, my neighbors, they mostly, they are not German. They're like people from Syrian or Tunisia or Turkey. They come from Turkey, but to me, they all the same person. Or I mean, of course, they have different name and different appearance, but to me, they also human beings. Not a big difference from me. So I think this is about forgiveness because I did the shadow works.
That's incredible.
It's
That's
my husband kicked
awesome,
my
man.
ass. He always kicked my ass when he said, "Okay, I can see your pain. I can see your sorrow. You need to sit in your meditation. You need to do your shadow works." And every time when he pointed this out, I was so angry at him. And then I would say, "No, I'm not going to do it." But actually, I did it. And after the shadow work, I came to him. I said, "Okay, Julian, I understand this and that. And I understand the reason I'm angry at him is actually I'm angry at myself. He's just like a mirror reflecting back to me. So I cannot avoid myself. I cannot avoid my pain. I just sit with it. So I did that too. I spent 2 or 3 years sitting with all my pains and suffering occasionally now still have some, but it's really, I can see my whole life change a lot. Yes. That's why I'm willing to put my art out now, because I want to share with people how the transformation I had now for all those works. And yes.
Wow, we have 1 hour right now, but I have one more question to ask
Okay.
you.
Yes.
How do you feel for you to be the first time in Hot Topics and talking to the world?
Actually, I feel so great because I'm not afraid to speak now. It's just like before that I was like, oh, I create a lot of like limitation of what's gonna happen. It's all in my head about the story. But when it comes to talking with you two, I mean, maybe also other audience now, they are like not showing the camera, but I can sense they are watching. I'm not so bad. Because I had a husband. He is so strict about how I use vocabularies or like how I make sentence, because he said you need to be correct. You need to put the correct words out, especially when you talk about something very important. Otherwise, you may create confusion. You may create some how to say some wrong teaching or something. So it actually gave me some stress, and then I was honest to him. I said, okay, don't talk to me today before I have the show with the two ladies. I need to have my own energies. If I screw up, then screw it up. It's okay. So actually he didn't talk to me.
Well, you know what? It's always okay. Everything happens the way it's going to happen, right? And we have a
Exactly.
choice afterwards to be
Yes.
okay with it or to beat ourselves up about it. And why are you going to harm yourself? Why are you going to be violent towards yourself, right?
Yes.
And if
Yes,
we
yes,
can, and you made a really great example. Before you
thank
came on and when you first started, you were nervous. And
you.
it was because of the stories and the scenarios that you had created in your own mind. But
Yes.
once you got into the flow of delivering your message, you spoke with such ease and expressed such wonderful concepts. I really can tell that you're Julian's wife. It's just very I can imagine you
I have
guys
been
should
trained by this man for like 3 years, and it doesn't mean I'm gonna be the copy of him. I'm not going to
know.
do this. That's why he also we make an agreement. I'm not going to take his name. I need to keep my own name. I'm not going to take Poitzin as like Mrs. Poitzin or something. No, I'm not going to take it. He said you need to keep your own name, and we can help each other, but you need to develop your own art, and I'm going to go to my own work. I said, okay, fine. So this is what we make the compromise about
It's
our work.
beautiful. It's
It is.
beautiful. You definitely, I think, have a calling that you need to answer, and you should absolutely be putting your work out and expressing these concepts the way you did here today on Hot Topics Live to the
Yeah.
world, to everyone, and sharing what you learned in your journey, because I feel like it was really powerful. And I
Ooh,
Thank you.
definitely identified with a lot of it, and it was deep. It was deep. I never know what we're going to get when we do an interview,
I
but
also
this
don't
was
know.
exceptional. It was wonderful. Thank you for
I
coming.
have a lot of things to say in my heart, but yeah, 1 hour is not enough. I just realized actually, if I'm not afraid, I can be expressive. I can be precise.
That's
And
right.
also Chu, don't worry of the words that you're gonna use or the things that you're gonna say, because if you are in alignment and you are guided, you always whatever you're gonna say is the
Yes.
right words for whatever you need to say to the humanity. So
And
don't worry about that too much.
and the
Yes.
people that are supposed to receive your message and that are attracted to it will understand you, and they will get the message
Thank you.
correctly.
Exactly.
Because they'll
Yes.
feel it. They won't be listening with their minds, they'll be listening with their hearts.
Yes. I believe this because I have a lot of experience, like how to. I mean, those people they come to me, I come to them. This is the connection. I know that. Yes. But I'm really like happy to see you too and have this opportunity to talk a little bit about my art, to talk a little bit about my transformation and complain a little bit about my husband. those people who had learned from him or like know him, they always curious like how his wife is gonna be. Yes.
Yeah. I was excited to meet you. I couldn't wait. I gotta admit, I really, because I just love Julian. He's a dear friend of mine. And let's just say Julian's very multifaceted. There's a lot of complexity. But my
Yeah.
favorite aspect of Julian is just this silly, muggle human Julian. That's like my
Yeah.
favorite of all of the
He's
dimensions of him.
now struggling in Nepal, like he has this food poisoning, and there's also a lot of cultural shock to him. But I said you need to stay there for a while. This is something that's why your soul want to be there. So I'm gonna to see what he will be after maybe 2 or 3 months. Yes, this is also. I mean, I can also like in the future, if I also have the opportunity, I would like to talk about relationship because relationship, Julian, it's not a relationship in general. People think about lovers or like how a couple should be. I don't feel like that because we kind of have something deeper than that. We figure out something. So if I or he had the chance, or maybe both of us, I don't know, in the future, we can talk about it.
Chiu,
We would love it.
I don't live with Julian, but I can tell you he's a pain in the butt. So don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, Julian is gonna kill us.
But we love him anyway. We love him anyway.
He's gonna say to me, Gloria, I don't want to see you anymore.
I mean, if his wife still want to see Gloria, he can't. Yes. So
we have
I'm really
111. 111. We need to start closing the show.
Yes.
Kia, do you want to say anything before we close to Chu? Or in Chu, what do you want?
I
Anything you want to
do.
say to?
I have one last thing before I already said thank you for coming. I'm so grateful that you shared your time with us. We got to hang out and just be like girls and chit chat and get to know each other better, which is awesome. Because we're family after all.
Yeah, I feel
and so I want to say thank you for coming, but also please, we didn't say when are you putting your art out so everyone can see it. When are you gonna be selling it? Are you gonna have an exhibit? What's going on upcoming in July?
this can be really a hot topic. I talked with Gloria before. I mean, I really want to sell it, but just like I don't know how, because now it's still we having the lockdown, and then I don't know how to scan or print my stuff. Maybe try to figure it out online. If someone or Gloria have some ideas, maybe we can figure out.
I have a connection for you.
See that?
Perfect.
You see? Problem solved.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just
You're
keep
welcome.
making art then. Yes.
See, I have so many students all over the world who do everything. So I love to connect them when I can. And I love to connect people.
One of the greatest gifts that I received for doing today's show then.
Oh, yay. Well, we'll talk more after we wrap. But thank you for coming.
Yeah, the last sentence I want to say is there's nothing wrong to do when you're doing the right thing. This is, I think it's a quote from someone. I heard, like, if you're doing the right thing, nothing will be wrong. You're always on the right track. So, yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear. What an honor. And of course, this is your house. And of course, we're going to bring you many more times. And also, you're going to be in the bilingual show, The Gloria. So everything is fine here.
Even the bilingual show.
Yeah, you come into the bilingual show, The Gloria.
Yeah, okay. But I cannot speak Spanish. Okay, I only understand.
Good thing that next week will be in English for you for that week. I think she can work that out for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thanks for that, George.
Yeah. So Kia, I know who you're gonna help her. I know with who. Don't tell me, but I know with who you're gonna
You
connect
already
her.
know.
I know,
Thank you.
right?
You know it.
Behind.
Well,
Yeah.
that is from our boy Alexandro Megas. He is at Zeroism Art on Instagram in case you want to check it out. He does a lot of amazing pieces. The piece behind me, I don't know if you can see that,
See, I
but
can
he
see.
did that. And I have 3 more pieces over here that are going to be hung up tomorrow, I
Mhm.
think, or Friday. And then and my little gallery wall behind me will be complete. But it's all Alexandro Megas from Zeroism Art, and you can find him on Instagram at Zeroism Art, so you can check out all of his work. But he's
So
incredible, and he does these prints, and I'm going to connect you.
oh, thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna put you in the green room. If you have time, wait for us.
Okay,
And thank you so much to be in Hot Topics today.
thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Wait for us.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
That was cool.
Very cool.
And a lot of fun. She had amazing insights, and I can definitely tell that she lives with Julian. You can see the similarities and the way he teaches and the way he approaches things and his thoughts and his energy. And I love that. I love that. And but she's also very uniquely herself and
Yes.
standing in her own power, which I love even more. To be honest with you, gotta
Yes.
love an empowered woman with something to say that's positive and wants to create amazing positive change. I love that. I can't get enough
And
of
you
it.
know what? She's super brave, and I think she doubt that because imagine you moving from Japan to Germany, a language that, like she said, if you don't know, you're like almost dead because how you gonna live in a country like that you don't know the language. So she is a powerful house. She's a powerful woman, but she was so in pain for many years that she didn't know who she is.
That's
But
right.
now that we are helping her with the transformation to be able to talk around, in front of everybody again, and to be able to expose her art, this is going to be something very cool for her. I think this is something big, huge coming for her.
Yeah, I think I can see big things in her future. So I'm excited, and that we got to be able to participate and contribute to her success. We'll be keeping track of everything that she does because, after all, she's family. When Julian gets back from Nepal, he'll be back on Hot Topics because we're going to want to
Right.
ask him everything about his trip and find out, see what next level of enlightenment he arrives back here on.
He's right now on an elephant and meditating next to a river over rocks.
So having a good time. I will feel
Having a
like he
good
would be in
time.
his element once he gets adjusted. I think there's always a culture shock at first, but then once you get settled in, you go for it. So yeah, this was fun.
Exactly. So before we wrap it up, here is the link for Chu. So if you can see her art, and pretty soon in July, she's gonna come with more how you call collections, and she's gonna have some for sale. So she's right now doing her own collection and be ready for July and see what she's
Mm,
gonna bring. Okay, I
you heard
can't
it
wait for
here
that.
first on Hot Topics. We
I'm gonna
just
have one
helped
of her.
launch an artist. I'm
Yes,
gonna have a piece.
me
You
too.
already know. You
Me
already
too.
know. I was peeping the
Yes.
art on the walls and I'm like, you already know I'm gonna have some. I can't get enough. So that being said, I want to just
Yes.
thank everyone for tuning in today, everyone who watched the replay, all of our loyal tribe members who, like George, who tuned in and watched this episode. It was a really special one for us. So thank you for
Yes.
being with us. And we love you guys, of course. And you know that we are brand new on YouTube. So you can follow us at Hot Topics Live on YouTube. You can follow us here and set your notifications in both places so you know when we go live. Please like and share if you're watching on YouTube so that we can, start to circulate there and get some traction. We would appreciate your help. Also, my dear friend Kelly from Eris, it has launched her YouTube channel, and she will be launching a streaming service soon. So if you could do me a favor and go to the Eris channel on YouTube and subscribe, That would be really, 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 really great. I would be very grateful. Tell them Kia sent you, and in the comments, and also, um, we love you, and we'll be back tomorrow with another amazing guest. And I'm Kia Baker. I am the host of the Female Veterans Podcast, Women Warrior Stories, and Success Coach at London Real Academy, and the co-host of At Hot Topics, the podcast, which we have an Instagram page. If you haven't seen it, go follow us there at Hot Topics, the podcast on Instagram. And you can check out our book series we just started, where we have an IGTV, and you can watch the videos on our Instagram at Hot Topics the podcast. This book we're reviewing right now, we're discussing, I should say, you can join the conversation if you want, is about verbal abuse. And how you could not know that you're doing it, or not know that you're being a victim of it. Exactly. So the more you know, right? The more you know. So I'm learning a lot of things that I didn't know. And it's been a great discussion. It's by Patricia Evans. If you want to read it, it's called The Verbally Abusive Relationship. You can catch that on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific and at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It's me and my girl over here. This way. This gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girl right there is with me. We have a guest. She has been a regular on Hot Topics. If you go to our Hot Topics page on Facebook and scroll back through the episodes, you can find a couple of episodes with Angeline. And she has a podcast called Breaking the Silence. And that's about domestic abuse. Right. So if you or someone is experiencing it or has experienced it, it's a great podcast, informative, all of that. And she's discussing this book with us because she has firsthand experience with domestic violence, both verbal and battery. So we're discussing it. She's a survivor. So we're discussing it. And that's on Tuesdays on Instagram. So follow us at Hot Topics, the podcast on Instagram. Okay. We love you. And I am joined by none other than the light guru herself, the incredible, the sensational, the incomparable
Gloria Goldberg. Who else? I'm Gloria Goldberg, the founder of the podcast Unbreakable Life with Glory, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD in a holistic way, a natural way to always make you feel better. And also the host and the creator of the bilingual show, The Gloria, where I talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD for always to make you feel better. And this Friday is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to talk to a realtor. We're not going to talk about real estate, but we're going to talk about how she became a realtor because she lost everything, and she didn't know what to do. And she said, I'm going to get the license. And now she's very successful woman. And I love that story.
That's amazing.
Yes. She was married, and her husband took everything from her, like everything. She was zero, even with debts and everything.
Wow.
And she took
had
her
to
license,
figure it out.
work hard, and she is like successful.
Wow, that's a wonderful story.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear it.
Right. But that one's going to be in español. So,
I'll struggle through it. My Spanish needs work, but usually I can get most of it.
bueno, muy bien.
Yes.
Me parece muy bien. Okay, Kia, let's say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much to be in Hot Topics today. We see you tomorrow 9 p.m. Eastern time. Tomorrow is going to be a very, very special night because we're going to be with a special mother, with a special kid. So don't miss that episode tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic, right?
That's right. See you tomorrow night.
Chao, chao. Los queremos mucho. See you mañana. Chao, chao.
Chao pues.
Chao pues, parceros.